What's going on, everyone? Robbie here from the Big Red Express. It is episode 270 with a very special guest, an OCB Bikini Pro. She is an Orangetheory fitness coach. She is a KK Wellness nutritionalist and just an all-around great person. Kayla Hartline joins us on the podcast here in just a little bit. That conversation coming up. It was her first interview on the podcast. It's the first time she's ever done a podcast, and what a great conversation it was. Still time to get up on that nutritional. I think they're doing an 8-week challenge. They got some great prizes, so we'll have the link in the description below if you guys want to go check out that. If you guys want to change your life and, kind of get some help along the way, it's very affordable, and it will help you in the long run, guys. Go check that out. KK Wellness on Instagram, Facebook, all that jazz right below this description. But before we do that, before we get into our conversation with Kayla, got to get down to some business. Whether you are listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, TuneIn, Stitcher, or right on Buzzsprout, we want to thank you so much for supporting the podcast and listening to us every single week. We really couldn't do this without you guys, and we love that you guys are very involved. If you guys haven't noticed, we have some coffee mugs that are for sale. If you guys want to get on some coffee mugs, $10. That's right, $10 for your own Big Red Express personalized coffee mug that you guys can buy those. Reach out to us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you do your social medias. Reach out there. Let us know you want one, and we will design it for you. We'll ship it to you wherever you live in the U.S. only. Maybe we can work out somewhere where we can ship it outside the U.S. But right now, we're only shipping it within the U.S. So if you guys want a custom Big Red Express coffee mug, let me know, and we will get that worked out to you. You go reach out to us on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you do social media. Slide into those DMs, and we can get those to you as well. Guys, we got a great episode coming up, and this episode is brought to you by Burrito Perdido. They have been with us since really the very beginning of the podcast. They are located on Cedar Road in that Sunoco gas station right across from the Hardee's. They've got great food, great service, and, man, one of my favorite places to go hang out. They're open from Tuesdays to Sundays from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week. You really can't have any excuse to not go check out Burrito Perdido. But, guys, before you do that, you know what? On your way to go to Burrito Perdido today, hop on this interview, listen to my conversation with Kayla Hartline coming up right now. We've got a special guest with us this morning, someone that works as an Orangetheory coach, a personal trainer, and so much more. Kayla Hartline. First off, Kayla, thanks for catching up with us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So talk to us about what you do. I mean, you do so much, and there's so many things that you do, but let's talk about, Orangetheory. It's obviously it's something that has, I don't want to say, it's kind of taken the world by storm. There's so many Orange Fitnesses around and Orange Theories around, and it's becoming one of those things that there's so many people do it. I mean, I think I pass this place all the time, and the parking lot's always full. It always seems to be a packed house in here. Talk to us about how you got into Orangetheory and how you got introduced to it.
Okay, so Orangetheory, like you said, it's everywhere. It is like the Starbucks of fitness.
Right.
So it is popping up everywhere. It started back in the 90s, actually, by a lady named Ellen Latham.
Okay.
And she is from Florida, so it's based in Florida. It's huge in Florida, big cities, California, things like that. Virginia is actually one of the last states to get it.
Oh, wow.
So it's huge in D.C. area. But my stepdad actually owns the studio, so that's how I got involved in it. But it is a 1-hour workout. It's cardio and strength training, so it's everything you need in 1 hour. And it's led by a coach, so myself, and we have 5 other coaches that put the workouts together. But it's a franchise, so we don't even have to write. The coaches don't write the workouts. We just basically demo, motivate, and make sure everything is going the way it should be. But it's a really, really fun atmosphere, and I definitely recommend it to anybody.
What makes Orangetheory different than, say, any of your other, I guess, CrossFit or, One Life or any of those other gyms that are out there that you may obviously, it's a group workout and things like that, but what makes Orangetheory different that it makes it kind of unique?
So what makes Orangetheory different is you're wearing a heart rate monitor.
Okay.
So you actually see your results in real time.
Oh, wow.
And so you're able to push yourself harder. So if you're, say, the goal is to get into the orange zone for 12 to 20 minutes throughout the workout.
Okay.
So if you're not in the orange zone when you should be, you can actually see yourself and push yourself into it. So you're able to push yourself harder than you would if you were to walk into a gym, because most people, especially females that don't know how to lift, they will go to One Life and they'll be intimidated, so they'll just go walk on the treadmill and then leave. Here, you're told exactly what to do, and you have someone pushing you the entire time.
It's kind of cool because I've seen Orangetheory, gyms and stuff like that, and it really does seem like it's like a big family. It sounds like, you get the same people that show up every day, and you get to how is that, so often in the fitness community, it's really about the community, and it's really about kind of, you see the same people at the gym, whether it's at Fitness 19 or One Life or, whatever gym you go to, you see the same people, and it becomes like a big, kind of a gym family. Talk to us about the community atmosphere here at Orangetheory.
So we do want everyone to feel like family here, and we always check in on our members. So if they're not coming in or if they're late canceling a lot, we always call them or text them to make sure they're okay.
Right.
And so that is something different that sets us apart from other gyms, because most gyms, they just treat their members like numbers and not so much family.
Right.
So we do check in on our members all the time.
Awesome.
And make sure they're doing okay, and we want to see them in there.
Not only are you a coach here at Orangetheory, you also have you do some, diet and nutrition plans for a lot of people. I know that's something you're very passionate about. Before we get all into, kind of what that entails and what people can get if they're interested in doing that, how did you get involved in the fitness industry? You've been doing it for the past few years. How did you get involved? I know your mom's a big, reason why you are involved in this industry as well. But talk to us about kind of how you got into it and what kind of interested you in getting into it.
So, like you said, my mom is in the fitness industry. She's huge in the fitness industry. She's been a bodybuilder for 20 years. So I grew up around fitness, and after I turned about 21, I was just really unhappy with the way I looked, the way I felt, and the way I was treating my body. So I started taking fitness and nutrition seriously, and I was able to transform my body and feel more confident in myself. And so I just was really passionate about helping others do the same thing, because a lot of women are intimidated in going to the gym.
Right.
They're insecure. They're not confident in the way they look. And I want to be able to help people feel the same way I did, because I know it's possible as long as people put in the work and consistency, they're going to be able to do exactly what I did.
One of the biggest things that I think it gets a sort of a bad rap in the fitness industry is so many people have like, oh, this gym's better than that gym, or this gym's better than that gym. When in the broad scheme of things, honestly, I think personally, it's as long as you're doing it, as long as you're showing up and getting there and getting the work in, it doesn't really matter what you do. But a lot of that is the diet portion of it. When people sign up for your, I know you just had a deadline for a challenge that you got coming up and things like that. But when someone signs up for your nutritional advice, your nutritional, care, I guess, in terms of the diet and things like that, what's included and how has that been so far for you?
So we do have 8-week challenges 3 times a year, and it's still open for signups.
Okay.
And we have them January 1st, May 1st, and September 1st.
Awesome.
And it's all online. This is just one of the things we offer, but it's all online. It's through Facebook, where we give them all of the guidance and all of the coaching that they need for the 8 weeks.
Okay.
And we explain to them and educate them exactly how they should be eating for their goals. We teach them macros. We give them a grocery list, all that good stuff. And we also give them workout plans. That is completely optional, because what a lot of people don't know is most of your transformation for weight loss is going to come from your diet, like you mentioned. So that is something that we offer. We also do custom nutrition plans. So the custom nutrition plan comes with a 1-hour phone call with a coach, myself or Coach Kelsey.
Okay.
And we do a 1-hour call with them. We go over your current eating, your schedule, water intake, sleep, environment, alcohol, everything. And then we go over meal ideas with you to make sure you're going to enjoy the meals. And then we explain to you how to prep your food. We give you a variety of options, and then we give you your plan. So it's basically like roadmap to
Right.
lifestyle eating. It's not like a cookie cutter plan at all. We teach you how to eat correctly for life.
We're talking to Kayla Hartline. Kayla, what is the biggest misconception when it comes to a diet? When you talk to these people that maybe they've tried every single diet out there, whether it's, paleo, whether there's so many, I'm sure you've heard about them all, Whole30, honestly, the list goes on and on and on. What is the biggest misconception about someone's diet that, you hear more often?
The main thing I hear is just people cutting things out of their diet when you don't need to cut things out. What you need to do is just portion control and balance.
Right.
So the main thing I hear is people cutting carbs, but you don't need to cut out an entire food group. You just need to, like I said, portion control and know exactly how many of each thing you should be eating. So that's the main thing that I hear. And also fad diets.
Right.
So that's a huge thing.
Yeah.
But I won't get into that.
Okay. Now, is there anything that, when you first got into it, how did you get into one that kind of, did someone else, kind of say, hey, this is what you need to do? Or did you just kind of naturally be like, all right, I need to start cutting this out and cutting that out?
Well, at first, because I was right after I turned 21, I started to cut out alcohol a lot because I was drinking probably 5 times a week.
Right.
And I also got a lot of advice from my mom because she has been doing this for years and years.
Right.
So I started measuring my food, which a lot of people don't do. So I have a digital food scale. I measure all my portions out, and I cut out soda. I cut out processed foods. I don't really use a lot of processed things. I just focus on whole foods.
Okay.
One ingredient foods. So if you look at the back of the nutrition label, if it has one ingredient, that's pretty much what I eat. A lot of produce, meats. I eat lots of carbs. I eat almost 200 grams of carbs.
Right.
So don't be afraid of those. But it's just really becoming aware of what you're putting in your body because food is fuel, and that's how I look at it.
When you look at the whole thing and how you got into it, and how much time do you spend at the gym when you're doing your own workout? There's a lot goes into it. A lot of people say, when they go to a gym, they can spend hours and hours and hours doing, upper body, lower body, full, whatever the case may be. How long, is your workouts when you're at the gym every day?
So it depends on what body part I'm working on because I do bodybuilding style, so split body parts.
Right.
But normally, including cardio, probably 90 minutes or less.
Okay.
I don't like to spend all day in there because I have a lot of stuff that I have to do.
Definitely.
So I don't think more is better. I just think you need to use your time wisely.
What do you do when you're not at the gym? Obviously, you're here a lot. You probably don't have a ton of free time to do too much, whatever you want to do because you're always either training or you're coaching or you're working on your clients and things like that. What do you do when you're, on your free time for fun?
I do live at the beach. I live on Shore Drive. I just moved there recently with my boyfriend, so I love the beach. So hopefully the weather will get warmer soon, sometime. And I have 2 beautiful little chihuahuas that I love. So awesome. I like to take them out, and I just like to be outside. I'm definitely a summer girl.
So you're glad that it's kind of the weather's getting a little bit better now.
Yes, definitely.
What is something that what's the kind of the biggest piece of advice your mom's given you through this entire process? Obviously, she's been a huge part of your journey, and the reason why you're doing this is probably because of her and because you've seen her and the lifestyle she's chosen. It's obviously worked out great for her, and it's working out great for you now. What is one of the things that one of the biggest pieces of advice that she's given you over the past 3-4 years?
I think I want to say first thing that's coming to my mind is just staying true to myself and doing what's best for me and not so much best for other people. So when I say that, I mean, this could be good advice for anybody. So if you want to make a change in your life, but you're scared of how it's going to affect other people, the biggest thing is just doing it for you. Like, do what's best for you. So it's making a change in your weight loss, but your friends and family are not supportive or something like that. That's just what I mean. Just doing what's best for you, putting yourself first. Because a lot of people don't make changes or take leaps because they're too worried about what other people are going to think or they're not going to have support, stuff like that.
When you are at the gym and you are working out, you're focused and stuff like that, what's your playlist? What's your go-to? You have any go-to songs you go to? We get so many. I ask this question all the time, and I get so many different answers from, Taylor Swift, Miley Cyrus, whatever, whatever the case may be, to hard rock, rap, whatever. What is your kind of go-to playlist that you play with and you play while you're working out?
So I use Spotify.
Okay.
But my favorite playlist is Hype. But my favorite song probably is Humble.
Okay.
The Skrillex remix with Kendrick Lamar. That's like my top favorite song.
Okay.
Right now.
So if you really want something good, you just put that on and just go.
Yes. That's definitely my pump up song for sure.
Now, going back to the Orangetheory Fitness, say someone has never been to an Orangetheory class. How can they get involved in it? How can they can they just show up and be like, hey, I want to change my life?
So basically, it is by appointment only.
Okay.
So if they did want to try a class, it is free for them to try for the first time. They just have to call our studio or just walk in and then set up a time to come in.
Awesome.
And they'll just come in early and get a tour of the studio because there is a lot involved in the class. So they kind of have to go in, and the sales associate will go in there and show them how the treadmills work, how the class will go. They'll meet the coach. They'll get their heart rate monitor set up. There is a lot going into it, so it is appointment-based, but it's free for your first class.
Awesome.
Yeah, and it's for every fitness level. The coach will always have modifications, and you don't have to run on the treadmill. You can always walk. Okay. So there's always going to be different types of fitness levels in there.
Kayla, how can people reach out to you? How can they get in touch? How can they if they are interested in getting on board with your nutrition plan, with everything that kind of goes along, how can they get in touch with you? How can they follow your journey?
So you guys can follow me on Instagram. Okay. My Instagram is KAYHART, Khart. We also have a KK Wellness Consulting Instagram. And then you can follow us on Facebook. So you can message us on Facebook or Instagram, either one.
Awesome.
And then we also have a website.
Okay. Well, what's the website?
KKWellnessConsulting.com.
Awesome. Well, Kayla, thank you so much. Good luck down the road. We will definitely catch up with you down the road as, things kind of progress. And anytime you ever got anything coming up, going on, let us know. We'll have you back on.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Have
a good day.
Big thank you to Kayla Hartline for joining me on the podcast. Like I said, guys, this isn't just a CrossFit podcast. We're going to do so much more, trying to reach so many more people in the fitness industry from any type of gym out there. So if maybe you aren't a CrossFitter, but you are a personal trainer or someone that is very enthusiastic about the fitness industry, reach out to us at Big Red Express on Instagram, Big_Red_Express on Instagram, and reach out to us. We want to get you on, especially if you're from the Hampton Roads area, and we can travel to you and do an on-site interview. It would be great to have you on. Guys, that's going to do it for episode 270 of the podcast. Make sure you guys go check out all of what you can do and all the ways that you can listen to the podcast right here on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, TuneIn, and, of course, always on Buzzsprout. Guys, thanks so much. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you next time.